February 5th, 2026. This is Laiden Haw, your host for today, bringing you your daily Grassroots news. There has been no news to report for Grassroots today. This has been your daily news for Grassroots for today, February 5th, 2026. Okay, well, now that that's over, I'm actually not sure how well I did the tone. But apparently I can talk about whatever I want here. So, I want to talk about getting new people into comp, because I think there's an interesting topic to be discussed here. Grassroots is basically a tournament, right? Where people who are relatively new to the game can come together to make a team and play in a prolonged tournament kind of series kind of thingy, right? And it's sort of, as the name implies, meant to build up people, meant to lay the roots of the community down, sort of support everyone from the ground up, from the ink up, if you will. Oh my god. Anyways, and I'm trying to do something similar with depth perception, where depth perception is like a team that plays for a certain session, right? And yeah, and then that's meant to give them like the competitive experience they need to get some confidence and go into the community by themselves, become self-sufficient, and all that. And there is like a definite bit of similarity between Grassroots and depth perception, except like depth perception is sort of like Grassroots on a much smaller scale, you know? And as the person who founded that perception, I do wonder if I'm sort of taking away from the market of Grassroots, as small as the market may be, right? So like, you know, if you think about it, having me here campaigning my thing, my project, my founding is kind of antithetical, not antithetical, but sort of unproductive to running another Grassroots for 2026. So yeah, I think that's interesting. I guess another aspect is something that I want to talk about is that we don't get a lot of new players, and I have been trying to change that, right? I've openly given people the opportunity to be like, hey, this is a thing. You can join this thing, and it will give you the experience that you need, the confidence that you need. This is a safe space, right? But like, man, I know people who have seen depth perception, and I bet a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, a decent few are new players, but they never even thought to join it themselves. Well, maybe they have, but they haven't expressed any consideration that I know of, right? That's sort of frustrating, because I'm giving them the opportunity, like it's right there. I think just in general, people might seem to sort of lack that kind of initiative, and I don't really know why. I don't know how to solve it. It's strange, and I hope that eventually, like, someone can succeed my role, because right now I've got EK Warrior taking over for depth perception, and I was talking about this last night, but out of all the people that came to me to play in depth perception, only one of them was one of the people that saw the post in Ocean Ink, right? And everyone else, actually two people came to me seeing the post in Ocean Ink. 3 of them I already knew, right? So I think generally speaking, it's very difficult for people to reach out to somebody they don't know. So what the key probably is to have someone play in those newbie kind of servers like Ocean Ink and that kind of stuff, and sort of have them act as a very personal pipeline into depth perception. And I'm not sure if anyone else is willing to do that. I think Xenix, Decapod, that guy has expressed willingness to play in Ocean Ink more and maybe act as that sort of pipeline, but he's not going to be managing a session of depth perception anytime soon, I don't think. So, well, if that's what he's doing and he's willing to help, of course I still really appreciate that, right? Yeah, overall, like, I'm trying to bolster the scene in my absence. I also tried to give people some of my experience, like a peek behind the curtains for the Fickle Fest LAN, right? I'm not sure if anyone was going to fulfill that sort of legacy. That's a bit of a dramatic word to use, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, yeah. So, I don't know. Overall, I'm about to leave the community. I think, what day is it? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm about to leave the community in 4 days. And like, I'm just not sure if things will stick around for when I come back. You know what I mean? The rate at which the community is dying is probably gonna outpace the rate at which it is growing. You know? Of course, there are some spaces that have been made that have sort of permanency, like Monkey Barrel. That's a community that has sort of branched off from Splatoon and gained its own permanence in other games and genres, or like vibes and stuff like that. Fickle Fishes is everyone in there plays Splatoon, right? But the thing about that is that, yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah. I mean, I tried, right? I did what I could, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, that's been your daily Grassroots news, and a goodbye from Laiden Haw.